Hi, and welcome back to the GAMA Trade Show 2017. I'm Eric Sommer here with Josh from CGE, Czech Games Edition.
Yes.
Well, first off, we have a brand new version of Codenames that we want to talk about.
We do. So we found yet another way to enjoy Codenames.
Okay.
And I'm just going to jump right into it.
Yeah, do it.
For those that are familiar with Codenames, a lot of it's going to seem familiar.
Yep.
For those that are not familiar with Codenames, it is a team-based word association game. But the twist for Duet is instead of with the traditional versions of Codenames where a red team was facing off against a blue team,
right,
and you were racing to find all of your agents, on this, we have two sides that are working in concert to find all of the agents together, so it's more cooperative.
It's a cooperative
Yes.
Codenames.
So the way that we have done that is a lot of people are familiar with the original key cards, right?
Yep,
they have one side. Well, with Duet, they're two-sided.
Oh wait, okay, and that's a mirror image, or
it's not a mirror image.
Not a mirror.
Different.
Oh no, okay.
So if we were playing, your grid would be different from my grid. I need you to find 9 agents. You need me to find 9 agents. 3 of those agents are overlapping. So 3 of my 9 and 3 of your 9 are the same. The others are different. Your assassin is different than my assassin.
Oh man.
Yes.
Okay.
So it plays really well with 2 players because you're playing and sharing the experience together.
Right.
But you can also play 2 teams. So maybe Z and Suzanne wants to play with us. So there could be 2 of us on this side and 2 of you on that side, and we're working together to find it. So if either one of the sides finds the assassin, elimination.
Right.
Also, if you find too many innocent bystanders, we also lose because too many people know spies are in the area, so our cover's blown and we lose.
This is sort of mind-blowing because, from my side, I need to get you to guess certain clues, but those same words might be the things I need to guess.
Right. I might be trying to get you to guess shark, but you are also trying to get me to guess shark. So you're filtering out things based on what your words are, but you need to keep those in mind when I give you clues.
Oh, man. Okay.
So this we're planning for Gen Con release. I would like to have some a little bit earlier, maybe at Origins as an early release there. But we're super excited about it. It's going to be the same box size, same price point. Mm-hmm. We are curating a new word list. So if you have the other versions of Codenames, you can get Duet.
This could act as an expansion, word list expansion. Oh boy.
And you can use these key cards with your original words or with pictures if you have pictures. Mm-hmm. So we try to build the family so any box that you get can expand and add to your gameplay experience for any of the other versions.
Wow.
While giving you all unique components or unique ideas or unique gameplay. So it's very, very exciting.
Wow. Now, while we're on the subject of Codenames, there have been announcements for themed versions of Codenames for Marvel and Disney. Can you say anything about those?
So we've entered a partnership with USAopoly.
Okay.
They're a great partner. We're very happy to work with them. You guys probably know them from all their great license work, and they have access to Disney and Marvel and other fantastic licenses, and we were able to reach a deal, and we are kind of co-developing and publishing that with them. So they're handling all the publishing and development, but they're checking with us. We want to make sure that the gameplay experience is there, and true to the Codenames family. And yet again, there will be some new ideas and new concepts introduced where you can pick up one of those and add it to your existing family. Or for the people that are just exposed to Disney or just exposed to Marvel, they can pick those up and then maybe find their way to the other versions as well. Yeah.
Is it word-based or picture-based? Do you know yet?
It is both.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
One side is pictures, the other side is words.
Okay.
So it's a very exciting year for Codenames.
Wow.
We're very happy.
A busy year for Codenames. Yes. All right, what else do you have to show us?
Okay, so we're just going to quick and dirty clean this off.
We'll just throw that in a box later. It's fine.
Whatever. So the other thing that we have, which is interesting, this is another Vlada design. So this is kind of a take on a traditional, I'm going to ask you a question, and then you're going to pick one of the things, and everybody's going to try to guess what you guess.
Okay, yeah.
So you have 3 different questions, and if I were going to ask you a question, I'm like, Eric, what would you consider generally worse?
Okay. In these hexagonal cards.
Somebody that mocks someone just to make themselves feel better.
Okay.
Or if someone is unfaithful and conceals it.
Ooh.
So these are 2, maybe they're kind of even, maybe they're not.
Okay.
But we need to figure out what you're going to guess.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
So I've made my decision.
So which one did you pick?
I chose A.
I also chose A.
Right.
So everybody that guessed gets it right, but you would get points. But as the question asker, in my case, everybody that guessed it wrong would get a point. Or I'm sorry, I would get a point for everybody that guessed it wrong.
Okay.
Let me start that over. Let me start over. He guesses A.
Yes.
everybody that guesses A gets a point.
Got it.
As the question asker, I only score points for each person that got the answer incorrect.
Okay.
So if 2 people did not guess A, I would get 2 points.
All right.
That was dirty and messy up front, but I cleaned it up, I think.
Yeah. This is a really interesting structure of these pieces, though. How does this build after the first question?
So after the first question, what's going to happen is these are going to go away. Then you have a hand of these tiles, and then it'll be, you just go round robin, and then it's your turn, and then maybe you want to ask Z a question. You're like, Z, what would you miss more if it no longer existed? Cheese or classical music?
That is what I would guess.
Yeah,
yes.
me too.
Yeah.
So we would go around and
Okay.
we play a number of rounds, and at the end of a number of rounds, whoever has the most points win. But this game is a lot about the doing and crafting of the question. So
Right.
instead of just drawing a card and saying, pick these 2 things, you have a hand of tiles that you can custom tailor.
I would
the
have
question.
a bunch of these.
This
and-
is the only question board. You would have a bunch of these, which are the options.
Okay.
And the
So-
colors match up to the colors. So all the green things you would turn to the green side.
So as the question asker, I am looking at my hexagonal cards and saying which pair would be the most difficult for people to answer
Yes.
and will get me the most incorrect responses.
Exactly right.
And that's the
As the question asker, you want the difference between the choices to be very, very narrow, so it's a hard decision for the person that you're asking.
Now, did you say we do have a name for this, or is this still?
We're just calling it the questions game, not the final name. That's just kind of what we're doing internally with it.
Okay.
So this we're planning for Gen Con as well.
Wow. All right. Anything else you want to tease for us?
Yeah, so we have another game, a little bit more traditional for our catalog with the medium weight Euro style game. So we have a space exploration and resource gathering game. That's at our booth set up. So if
Okay.
you guys have somebody who want to stop by later,
We'll
be
have to
happy
send a
show you.
camera crew over there and,
Yeah,
and
so
get
it's
pictures of
we
that.
have it laid out. It's a big giant board and pieces all over the place. So the dice mechanic though is really interesting. What you do with that, I'll tell you that, and then you guys can come take a look.
Okay.
We're gonna roll a bunch of dice based on the number of players.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna line them up. So all the ones together, all the twos together, all the threes together.
Okay.
If we roll 9 dice, we're gonna find in that line where the 5th die is.
Okay.
And this is gonna kind of create a baseline for us.
All right.
When you draft any of the dice, like let's say the baseline is on the number 3.
Sure.
If you take a 6, the 6 is going to let you do more powerful things, but it's 1, 2, 3 spaces to the right of the baseline.
Uh-huh.
You have a turn order marker, a turn order track, and a an action track.
Okay.
You're going to have to move one of your markers to the right 3 spaces, which will decrease your turn order or decrease your ability to do action. So you have to measure, do I want to take less powerful actions and
Yeah.
go sooner and more often, or do I want to take more powerful actions but go later in the round and risk, somebody taking the thing I want before I'm able to get there? It's really interesting. You guys need to stop by and see that.
In a sprawling space game. That's
Yeah,
the central
it's super
mechanism.
cool.
Very
And then
neat.
we're working on a couple other expansions real fast. We're working on a Through the Ages expansion, a Tosh Kalar expansion,
Okay.
and an Adrenaline expansion to introduce team play with a 6th player.
Okay.
So you should stop by and we'll show you some of that stuff also.
Wow. Well, Josh, thank you very much for all of these teases. I'm looking forward to pretty much everything we just talked about. And thank you for watching.